Hello crafters, thank you so much for either making a purchase on my shop or purchasing this kit outright. So this is the Pretty Perennials card class. This is the packet you should have received in the mail from me. So when you get your package, inside will be all your materials to make your 6 cards, 3 different designs, and there is a PDF file with the color graphics of the cards, and it tells you exactly what was used in each card. And I do give you measurements also, so you could recreate those cards. There's also on here, these are supplies that you will use for all 3 of the cards. Some of the supplies you won't use, some you will. So it's just a mixture of supplies. You don't have to make the cards with the Pretty Perennial. The materials you have here, you can use some of your own stamps, but this set is very pretty, and it does go well with that free designer series paper, the paper blooms. So, and then also on here will be the link to this video so you can watch on how to make these cards. So I'm just going to set that aside, and we're going to take out, there's a little bag with all of your different little tiny embellishments that you might need. So I've got those in a little small bag. So I'm just going to make one each of the cards so you can see how the design is. So we're going to take the Seaside Spray first, and we're going to make that one. So your cards are all pre-scored, so you just want to go ahead and give them a fold in. I will use my bone folder because I do like to give that a good crease. So this card will be standing up like this. So in your packet of goodies, you will have a piece of designer series paper. Very pretty. It looks like this. It's pretty on the back side too. I mean, you could use either side. So you're going to need this. So we're just going to take some stamp and seal, and I'm just going to apply that right to the front of the card. And it gives it a nice border there. So these colors all match this paper on your DSP. Whenever you buy any through Stampin' Up, it does list the coordinating colors. So in here, you'll have a piece of Whisper White. All your Whisper White pieces are cut exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one you use. This is just going to be layered on the inside so that you have a nice place to write. I always like to layer the cards on the inside with a piece of Whisper White. I should say basic white. I'm not used to saying basic white yet. So there's how that card will look. And one more touch to this. These are very simple cards. Try to keep them simple. In your kit, you have 2 pieces that look like this. So this is cut from these stitched, nestled labels. With your cards today, I'm only using 3 different colors. I'm using Seaside Spray, Rococo Rose, and the Memento on one of the other cards. This card right here, we're going to use both. So I'm just going to open these both up. And in this stamp set, the Pretty Perennials, there is this beautiful Happy. I love this Happy. I'm going to go ahead and put that on a block, and I'm using the Seaside Spray to stamp that out. So you just want to make sure you have it the right way. And when I stamp this out, I'm going to stamp it off to the right here, up at the top. Just like that. And then in this set, there are large, medium, small flower. I'm taking the smallest flower out of here, and I'm going to use the Rococo Rose, and I'm going to stamp one here and one over here. And then also in here, there's some great sentiments. I'm using Birthday on this one. So I'm going to take that out, use one of my blocks, and that's going to be inked with the Seaside Spray. And you're just going to stamp that down there. That's all there is to that. So I'm done with these two colors for this card. Just going to close them up. And then what I did was I used some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals to pop that up. If you don't have dimensionals, you can use whatever kind of adhesive you have. So you can use more dimensionals. And then you're just going to take your card. I guess you could do it this way too if you wanted to. You could use it this way. It's up to you. I'm just going to go right here in the center of that card, and there you go. First card done. Okay, so let's move on to the next card, which will be the Rococo Rose. And with this card, again, it's scored. You just want to fold it down that scored line. Give it a good crease with your bone folder. You will have a piece of petal pink. So this is going to get layered on the front here. But before we layer this down, in your little bag of embellishments, you'll have your piece of Blushing Bride ribbon here. So what you want to do is take your snail or your Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put a little bit down here at the bottom. And then what you want to do is just stick that to the bottom or to the back, and then wrap it around the front here, and then stick that around to the back, just so it lays about, I want to say maybe 1/4 of an inch off the bottom here. And then we're going to stick this to the front side of your Rococo Rose card base. So it's just going to go layered right here. And then in your packet, you'll find this shape. This is cut from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. So we're going to do some stamping with this one. In your stamp set, you have the big flower and the medium flower. So we're going to take those, and we're going to do the Sending Lots of Happy. So we're going to stamp that out first, I think, Sending Lots of Happy. So let me go ahead and grab this Happy. I just love the way this Happy looks. Now with this, I am using Memento ink. So I'm just going to ink that up. And on here, I'm going to put this right in the right-hand corner, bottom. And then we're going to take that Sending Lots of, and that's going to get inked up with your Memento again. And I'm going to put that right above the Happy. Sending Lots of Happy. And then we're done with our Memento, so we can put that away. So now we're going to take out those flowers. So we're going to take the largest and the medium-sized flower. So then I'm going to take the Rococo Rose, and with the larger flower, I'm going to take that, and that's going to go right off to the left-hand side up in the top. And then your smaller one, what I did was I inked it up, stamped it off, and then stamped it. So it's lighter on there. And I'm going to do that twice. So. And then that's it to the stamping. This is going to be layered right on the top. Just use my Stampin' Seal. And that's it for the second card. So the last card will be with Night of Navy. And you're just going to, again, give that a fold down your score line, bone folder to give it a good crease. In here you have your Whisper White. So this is going, oh, and I forgot to tell you guys on the last card, make sure you layer your Whisper White on the inside of that card. So let's go ahead and do that right now so I don't forget on this one. You have enough Whisper White to layer each of them with a piece. So that's going to layer on the inside. And then in your packet, again, you're going to take out another piece of Whisper White. And we are going to take this piece of the DSP in there. And this is going to go right across the middle. So I'm just going to take my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to eyeball it so it's about in the middle. Looks good. I made that one a little too long, so I will trim that. So now with this, I'm going to take the Seaside Spray. And in your stamp set, again, we're using that awesome Happy. I'm going to use You Make Me Happy. So you want to go ahead and put those on your blocks. So with this, I'm going to stamp out the Happy first. Just going to ink that up with my Seaside Spray. And I'm going to stamp this right down here in the right-hand bottom corner of the card. And then your You Make Me Happy, again, Seaside Spray. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this right over here. Make sure it's nice and straight. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. So we're done with the Seaside Spray. We're going to bring back in our Rococo Rose ink. And in your stamp set, you're going to take that medium flower. And we're going to go ahead and ink that up. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp it off once. I'm going to stamp one right here. I'm going to do the same thing. Stamp it off once and stamp one here. And we are all set with our ink. So in your little bag, you're going to have some flowers in there and some of the pearls. So we're going to take those out and we're going to use those on our card. So with each card, you'll have 2 small flowers and 1 large one. So what I did with these is I just took a little bit of my liquid mono glue, just stuck it right in the center here on both of them. And then I'm just going to line them up over this flower. Just hold it down for 30 seconds or so it tacks up. And then you're going to do the same thing with this one. Just like that. With this one here, you're going to use a mini Stampin' Up! Dimensional. You're going to pop that right in the center of this flower. And I'm going to stick that just like that so it kind of lines up diagonal. Now we want to cover up that. So what I'm going to do is with your pearls, see if I can find my Take-A-Pic tool. Here it is. I'm going to take the smaller pearls and I'm going to stick them right in the middle of these little flowers. And I did give you a couple extra of these pearls, so just in case, sometimes they go flying and you can't find them. And then the larger pearl is going to go right in the middle. We're going to cover up that Stampin' Up! Dimensional. That's going to go right there in the middle. And then this is going to go right on the front. Again, I'm just using some Stampin' seal to apply that. That's just going to layer right there. So there's your card. Here's the cards for the Pretty Perennials card class. I hope you guys enjoyed making these, and be on the lookout for more card classes to come in the future.